Okay, I should tell you.
Sometimes helping is
Thank you, Leo. Welcome, everyone. We're a small group, but we'll get bigger. I know that's
We're unity.
Yes, we're a unity, so we're going to start small and we're going to become larger. I know that's happened with me. So you all are intrepid and you came in the bad weather and very, very good. We're going to start off with, first of all, we need to say thank you to Leo for his music so far. We love you, Leo. Great. So we're going to start off with a congregational song, and so it's in your bulletin.
I am making room for more.
craving more and more of God. Thank you, Leo. Great. So I'm looking out here and I'm not seeing any new faces. Anybody new out here for the first time? Very good. I missed you the first time. Welcome. Did you get a red heart?
I did.
Wonderful. Great. We're going to tell you a little bit about them. Ma'am? This gentleman probably needs a red heart then.
Got it.
Good. Very good. Good. And if you're new today, which you are, we welcome you in the spirit of love. We want you to know that no matter where you are in your journey of faith, you're always welcome here. We know that the world is a better place when we are willing to share our hearts. Hearts. And we give you this heart as a symbol of the steadfast spirit that lives within each of us. And we ask that you carry this symbol as a member of our Red Heart Fellowship. Let it be a reminder that the love of God is always with you and to share your heart wherever you go. The red heart is a symbol of fellowship in the world and can spread love one heart at a time. Let us start the movement here. Great. And we've done that, including some people have taken red hearts and given them on their trips in Europe and other places, and they've been so very well received. So, you know, it's very hard for somebody to turn down a red heart or love in any way they do it. So let's talk about some happenings. Are you all ready for some happenings?
Bring it on.
Okay, we have some happenings and we have some not happenings. So if you'll look into your paperwork here, you'll see that we have upcoming events. Well, when you see the upcoming event for the mystical trip to Bethlehem, that's not going to happen, primarily because the timing is not allowing us, the weather, and one of them being canceled. It's just not a good opportunity to squeeze all of it into the very short time left. So we're going to have to forego that. I'm so sorry, but that's what's going to happen. On the 18th, okay, everybody got your calendars out? On the 18th, make 2 marks on your calendar for the 18th. Two marks. One in the morning for regular church service, and one in the evening for the candlelight service. So we're going to have 2 services on the 18th. How many services are we going to have on the 18th? 2. Okay, Jim, how many services are we going to have on the 18th? 2, good. Just so that everyone knows, we're not going to have one or the other, we're going to have one and the other. So that's good. Then on the 25th, we're going to have a home for the holidays. We're going to spend Christmas morning together. And we're going to have breakfast. So on the 25th, we're going to all have breakfast together. And I forgot one thing on the 18th. How many people think they're going to come for the candlelight service? Oh, I love it. Yes, the full house is going to come on. How many people are going to come in the morning? How many people are just going to stay here all day and party? All right, cool. I will be here, so I know it'll be fun. So on the 25th, we're going to have a Christmas breakfast service. And if you would let us know if you're coming so that we can make sure that we have enough breakfast for everyone, we would be happy to have you. And it's going to be much more casual, and it's going to be a very special thing for Christmas morning. Okay? So Christmas morning with Reverend Rosella. What more could you ask for?
Tony, hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you guys catering breakfast, or is this a potluck, or where's the food coming from?
Santa.
It'll be here.
It will be here.
Santa.
Magic.
Yeah, it will be here, and you need not ask any more about that.
Santa's not eating any of these cookies on Christmas Eve.
That's what you're kidding.
Yeah, I'm warning, there may be a few of those cookies over there. I just thought I'd warn you in advance. So if you're on a diet, it's probably toast for Christmas morning. That's right. We may have toast too, I'm not sure. So, on the 1st of January, how many people are going to come for the 1st of January?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Some people are going to be party, but you should party early so that you can come on the 1st of January, because the 1st of January is very, very important, because we're going to have the white stone ceremony on the 1st of January, and you don't want to miss that. She doesn't want to miss it. Okay. So that's going to be very important. On the 3rd of January, just 2 days later, Suzanne O'Clair is going to be here with the New Moon Circle, the Spiritual Star Talk, and it's $15. But she'll be here doing that, and that'll be from 7 to 9 p.m. And you all seemed to like that the last time she was here, and sign up for that out in the foyer, and we'd be really happy to see you. Do you have anything to add to that? Great.
Well, too confident.
What's that?
You got the last word.
Oh, that's a first. She'll take care of that later, I'm sure. So the next thing we have is the invocation. And why don't we stand up for the invocation? Wouldn't that be nice? Stand up, and you can read it, or you can remember it. I know some of us have that CRS disease where we can't remember stuff, but we can remember that today. There is
one presence and one power, active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
Very nice. Now you can sit down. Didn't that feel good? Okay, great. Well, for those people who came today, you get a special treat now, because you get the opportunity to welcome all the other intrepid travelers who came today, and with handshakes and hugs. But remember, we're going to have fellowship later, so we're going to have handshakes and hugs to say hi to people, but this isn't where we share our life story today. We're going to have a short time, and then we're going to come back, because we still have a service later on, and Reverend Rosella has words to share with all of us later. So handshakes and hugs.
Hi there.
I'm Carol. Hi, chili. Hey, Chris, chili. Oh, good to see
Thank you, Leo. Good morning, Marilyn.
Third Sunday in Advent, love. Third candle is it? I'm going to share the meditation on love from the wonderful Advent booklet, and then I'll do daily word for today. They just both really speak to my heart, and I want to share those with you. From the Advent booklet, Meditation on Love. At the heart of Jesus' ministry was love. Love for God, love for one another, love for self. When we center ourselves in love, everything changes. As I connect with the Christ presence in me, I naturally radiate more love into the world. My thoughts are loving, my words are loving, my actions are loving. I become the Christ in expression, beholding and honoring the divine in all people and in all life. Love is my natural state. I give love freely and receive love gratefully. From 1 John chapter 4, verse 8. Whoever does not love does not know God, for God is love. And today's daily word, God loves through me. Love is many things to many people, but God's love is all. I am God's beloved child, and through my Creator I find happiness and contentment. I now share that love with others. I am God's love in expression. I act from a place of faith, knowing that my actions will be a blessing to others. A smile, a kind word, a hug, all are ways I can give love to others. I can also share comfort simply by being there, by letting someone know that I am here for them when they need me. Just as I welcome the knowledge that I am love, I extend the concept into the world by being loving. I carefully choose the right words and actions to let them know that I care. God loves me and loves through me. From 1 Chronicles 16, verse 34. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, and his steadfast love endures forever. Today, God loves through me.
So we light the Christ candle today as a symbol of the light, the eternal light that burns within each of us. So that we've come to the time in the service where it's our time to become quiet and to go within. So I invite you to get comfortable in your seat. Perhaps take a deep breath or just sigh. Let go. Let go of all those things that may be the human trappings that we brought along with us today. Perhaps the tensions of the shopping, the concerns about expectations of what the holidays are going to bring with family. We've had stuff going on in the last few months with the election and with Pearl Harbor celebration. And we just need to release all these human things and go within. Follow that light within. So I invite you to really get in touch with that Christ consciousness within each one of you. Now as you see that light become the baby Christ living within each of you. Embrace that baby. Nurture that Christ light like you would your own child. For you are a child of God, and He lives within you. Now as you feel yourself cuddling that little one and embracing that Christ light, see that light growing. And it will touch your neighbor and flow out into the community as we learn to love each other as we love ourselves. For we know the truth. And the truth is, all there is love. Peace and love. The true spirit of the Christmas season. So spend a minute or so with that Christ child within you. And then when you're ready, gently come back to the room. And so we say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I'm not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I'm not the color of my eyes, I'm not the skin on the outside, I'm not my age, I'm not my race, my soul inside is all I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Haven't you heard that you never give a minister a mic, and I've got 3?
Watch out. There you go, girl.
Wow. Leo, did you write that? Is that the one you wrote? No. Beautiful.
Arias, India Arias.
India Arias. Beautiful. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. So we are talking about light. That's what we're talking about. We started talking about that at the beginning of this month. The holiday light is our theme, LIGHT. Who remembers what the acronym for that?
Living in God's holy truth.
Close. Living in God's highest truth. Living in God's highest truth. Light. Living in God's highest truth. And so today we're going to explore a little more of that, and we're going to explore it by looking at sharing our light. Sharing our light, sharing God's highest truth. How many of you know that when you're in the presence of someone that is living in God's highest truth? Yeah, it's obvious, isn't it? And doesn't it feel wonderful? Doesn't it feel wonderful? And so that's what we all strive to do, to live in God's highest truth. So I want to ask you to contemplate something for a minute. You are an expression of God. You are an expression of God. God, the great giver of life, the force of creativity and energy that is back of all things. We call it the principle, the living principle. You are an expression of that. That is who you are. That is who you come to be. And it is your highest truth to be the giver of life. Not out of obligation, but because it is your divine nature. It is your divine nature. It is our divine nature to be that. And so, you know, love is one of those words that I think gets overused, doesn't it? We talk about love, but what is it that we're really talking about? Because love is that great harmonizer It's the harmonizer of the universe. It's the connecting link of the universe. It's more than emotional love. It is that which is under everything. I had an interesting experience yesterday. I was on Facebook and I noticed that someone was selling a gun on Facebook on a site. And so there was a man that spoke up and said, you know, I don't think that this is an appropriate place to sell a gun. And there were a number of posts that were after that, berating him and bullying him, really. And so I liked his post and I added mine. And I told him that I stood with him, that I didn't feel that this was an appropriate place as well. And the man who had the gun for sale posted immediately and said, you know, I'm just trying to sell my gun here. This is legal. You know, they have to go through a process afterwards. It's all legal. And I said to him, you know, it may be legal, but is it right? Is this the place? You know, you may be going through the necessary process, but what if somebody sees your post and decides, hey, what a great idea, and they don't go through the necessary process and it gets into the hands of someone? And he and I had a really wonderful exchange. He was not bullying at all or insulting, and the other guy who on his Facebook page had, well, I'm not going to go into that. Anyway, he wasn't. He didn't live inside God's highest truth. And so he and I, the man that was selling the gun, had a wonderful exchange with this, and I thanked him. At the end of it, I thanked him for not being insulting. I thanked him for listening to my point of view. And telling him that it was different. We were definitely different in how we looked at things. But I thanked him. And then he thanked me, responded back to me. And then after that, there was a pause, and then I said, you probably haven't ever lost someone at the end of a gun. And it makes me cry. And he said, unfortunately, I have someone that committed suicide in the family. He took the post down. He took the post down. But see, I wasn't willing to see him as a bad person. I could understand, you know, and I can understand when we make those choices. But do we have the room? Do we have the courage? Do we have the strength? Do we have the love to talk about it? And can we stay present in what's true, in loving, and not go to insulting, not go to bullying, not go, you know, when there are differences, and there are differences. There are differences. I know people that didn't vote my way. There's differences, and I don't know, I don't understand. But there's differences, and that doesn't mean that I have to berate them. But how can we love in the face of differences? That's what really we're at right now, I think, in the world, and at the most precious time of the year. You know, the Prince of Peace came, and the only way that we truly can see peace is to see it within ourselves. And how we treat each other. That really is the only way. Here's a story about the famous preacher John Wesley. It is told that he was once preaching a mighty sermon in which he said, "You should get all you can." And many heads nodded in silent assent. Wesley continued, "You should keep all you can." And the listeners buzzed with agreement. Several amens and alleluias rang out from the congregation. And after pausing for the room to settle, Wesley added, "And you should give all you can." And there was dead silence. Until a sound from the back of the room came. Too bad he ruined a perfectly good sermon. Well, today I'm going to give you a perfectly good sermon about giving all you can, because that's what this time of the year really is all about. And giving and receiving are really the same thing. They come from the same place. New Thought tells us this: when our thoughts rest entirely upon ourselves, we become abnormal and unhappy. But when we give ourselves with enthusiasm to any legitimate purpose, losing ourselves in the thing which we are doing, we become normal and happy. Let those who are sad, depressed, or unhappy find some altruistic purpose into which they may pour their whole being, and they will find a new inflow of life of which they have never dreamed. I love that. Isn't that true? And isn't it about going beyond oneself? Going beyond oneself. Arthur Ashe said, "From what we get, we make a living. From what we give, however, makes a life." Yeah. Makes a life. And why? Because it is our divine nature to give. It is the natural order of us. That's who we really are. We let our light shine, and we do it by giving to others. I want to share a passage from the Bible that is about a lame beggar, it says, who asked alms of Peter and John as they were going into the gate of the temple. Peter said, "Silver and gold have I none, but such as I have give I unto thee. Arise and walk." And the man picked up his bed and walked. Such as I have give I unto thee. These are the key words in that. These are the key words in that, because this is not talking about material things, is it? No, this is talking about inner gifts. Such as I have, I will give freely. Such as I have, I will give freely. So what I did is I came up with a list of gifts that we all can give that won't cost a penny to give. The first one is the gift of listening. The gift. How many of you have ever been listened to, really listened to, where somebody really sits and their whole presence is present with you and you feel heard? Doesn't that feel good? Yeah. That is at the core of the chaplain program that we have in Unity. You know, listening is a skill. And listening, this type of listening, this deep listening, is done without interruption. You know, it's done without knowing what your answer is going to be before they finish. It's really being present. And it's about the presence, really, to the person that's speaking. The second one is the gift of laughter. How many of you have ever known somebody that just makes you laugh all the time? I mean, they're just funny and they're fun. I know there are people that actually teach classes, Laughter 101. I actually sat down next to a man in New Mexico in the airport. There was a sombrero sitting on a seat, and I thought, I wonder who's going to sit there. So I sat down and I waited. And it just happened that he was a professor of Laughter 101 at college. So he said to me, so we're going to try an experiment. Let's do something really fun. He said, let's just start laughing. We're not going to laugh about anything. We're just going to start laughing. Let's see what happens. So we did. We started laughing. The priests and people all around us were laughing. This whole area was laughing. Nobody had a clue what we were laughing at. But we were laughing. Because that is such a gift. That raises our vibration, doesn't it? It raises our vibration. The gift of appreciation. Doesn't it feel good to be appreciated? And doesn't it feel good to appreciate someone? You know, when somebody has really gone out of their way to do something for you or done something for anyone or done something at all, and you get to appreciate that, what an honor and a blessing to be able to do that. So it's simple. The gift of a compliment, you know? And these are things, these are gifts that we can make a list of and we can do every single day. Every single day, to compliment someone. The gift of kindness. The gift of kindness, to be kind. When someone is facing something, to go out of your way to be kind to that person. I was walking in the parking lot at Walmart one day, and there was a woman that had a walker, and she was trying to push her groceries at the same time, and I just don't know how she was doing it. So I stopped and helped her. You know, and what does that take? It doesn't, but you know, for her, it meant something so huge. It made her life so much easier in that moment. So the gift of kindness. The gift of solitude. How many of you sometimes just want to be left alone? Yeah. We want to be in the solitude. You know, we want to be in God's face. What?
Not for too long.
Not for too long. The gift of a cheerful disposition. Yeah. It's no fun to be around a grouch all the time, is it? No. So the easiest way to feel good is to extend a kind word to someone. It's not that hard to say, have a nice day. Have a nice day, with a smile. The gift of affection. Here's a poem. No moving parts, no batteries, no monthly payments, and no fees. Inflation-proof, non-taxable. In fact, it's quite relaxable. It can't be stolen. It won't pollute. One size fits all. Do not dilute. It uses little energy, but yields results enormously. Relieves your tensions and your stress. Invigorates your happiness. Combats depression, makes you beam, and elevates your self-esteem. Your circulation, it corrects without unpleasant side effects. It is, I think, the perfect drug. May I prescribe my friend the hug? We see that here. When, you know, handshakes and hugs never want to end, do they? The gift of your presence. The gift of your presence. How many of you know someone that's lonely? I'm sure we all know someone that's alone, maybe lives alone. They don't have people visit them often. We all know people like that. So the gift of your presence, just, you know, you may not think that that is worth much, but it is. It is. To have someone be in your presence. There's a Sufi teaching that says, past the seeker as he prayed came the crippled and the beggar and the beaten. And seeing them, he cried, great God, how is it that a loving creator can see such things and yet do nothing about them? And God said, I did do something. I made you. I made you. So we are an expression and an extension of God's love in action. We are here to help others who are here to help others who are here to help others. We are all important. We are all important. So we are an infinite circle of giving and receiving, all because the universe operates through dynamic exchange of giving and receiving, which are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe. And in our willingness to give that which we seek, we keep the abundance of the universe circulating in our lives. There's the prosperity secret. We've been having the prosperity class now once a month. We're meeting and talking about that, and that's it. The prosperity secret is realizing that everything is about giving and receiving. It's all about giving and receiving, and it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. New Thought tells us when the law of circulation is retarded, stagnation results. It is only as we allow the divine current to flow through us and out that we really express life. The law of giving and receiving is definite. Emerson tells us to beware of holding too much good in our hands. When we hold on to too much, we'll explode, right? Yeah. So we have to release it. We have to let it go out from us and share the love, share the goodness. In Buddhism, it is said that there are 3 kinds of givers. The beggarly giver, they give only after much hesitation and then just the leftovers, the worst of what they have. The underlying belief is there is not enough. So they live in a lack consciousness all the time. The friendly giver, they give what they themselves would use. They share what they have, and with less deliberation, with more open-handedness. The underlying belief is there will be more. There will be more. And then the third one is the kingly giver. The highest kind of givers, they offer the very best of what they have. They share spontaneously and in the moment without needing to deliberate. Giving has become natural to their conduct. Their underlying belief is life is abundant. The universe provides rich abundance. Fabulous. The kingly giver. That's what we all strive for. St. Paul reminds us that we are our best, and when we feel the freedom of giving from a deep sense of abundance, we're at our best. In 2 Corinthians 9, he said, "But remember this, he who sows sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he who sows generously shall reap also generously. So let every man give according to what he has decided in his mind, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loves a cheerful giver, and God is able to provide you with every blessing and abundance, for that you may also always have enough of everything and may provide in abundance for every good work." Love that. Here's a cute story about a little girl that was a kingly giver. A nicely dressed little girl was excitedly looking through the Barbie dolls with her father in a department store just a few days before Christmas, when with a roll of money clamped tightly in her hand. And when she came upon the Barbie she liked, she would turn and ask her father if she had enough money to buy it. He said yes, but she would keep looking and keep going through their ritual of doing, "Do I have enough?" As she was looking, a little boy wandered in across the aisle and was sorting through the Pokemon toys. He was dressed neatly, but the clothes that were obviously rather worn, wearing a jacket that was probably a couple of sizes too small. He had money in his hand, but it looked to be no more than $5 or so at the most. He was with his father as well and kept picking up the Pokemon video toys. And each time he picked one up and looked at his father shook his head, no. The little girl had apparently chosen her Barbie, a beautifully dressed, glamorous doll that would have been the envy of every little girl on the block. Excuse me. However, she had stopped and was watching the interchange between the little boy and his father. Rather dejectedly, the boy had given up on the video games and had chosen what looked like a book of stickers instead. And he and his father then walked toward the aisle of the store. And with that, the little girl put her Barbie back on the shelf, ran over to the Pokemon games. She excitedly picked up one of those laying on the top of the other toys and spoke hurriedly to her father, and then raced toward the checkout counters. Then, much to the little girl's obvious delight, the little boy and his father got in a line of few people behind her. And after the toy was paid for and bagged, the little girl handed it back to the cashier and whispered something in her ear. The cashier smiled and put the package under the counter. And when the little boy came, makes me cry, I'll probably cry, came to the cashier rang up the purchases and then said, "Congratulations, you are my 100th customer today, so you win a prize." And with that, she handed the little boy the Pokemon game. He could only stare in disbelief. He said exactly what he wanted. The little girl and her father had been standing at the doorway during all of this, and she had the biggest, prettiest, toothless grin on her face that she could have possibly had. And as they walked out the door, the father asked his daughter why she had done that. "Daddy, didn't Nana and Papa want me to buy something that would make me happy?" He said, "Of course they did, honey." And with that, the little girl giggled and started skipping toward the car. Yeah. She was living inside God's highest truth. She knew that's giving and receiving. That is the gift right there of giving and receiving. And that's the opportunity that each of us have to move beyond ourselves. Move beyond ourselves. And this time of the year especially gives us that opportunity, doesn't it? I just invite you to take a deep breath and close your eyes. Take this in. Marianne Williamson, in her book, Return to Love, wrote this. In every community, there is work to be done. In every nation, there are wounds to be healed. In every heart, there is power to do it. That is living inside God's highest truth. There is a power, the power of love within each of our hearts. That is the greatest power on earth in this whole world. And so today we align with that power. We know that that power and that presence is God, is love, is joy, whatever you want to call it. And it is who we truly are. And so if sometimes we show up being other than that, we just make a decision today to take a breath and just release it. In the moment, we remember who we are. And we make a choice that today and every day, we make a decision to live inside God's highest truth, to be the light, to be the love. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
This time of year, we gather here and draw our loved ones near. We fill this place with joy and grace to create a sacred space. I let the love in, open up my heart, and the gift that I receive is I have everything I need. The gift that I receive is I have everything. And now I know when I let go, I live complete and whole. I shine my light that burns so bright through the darkest night. I let the love in, open up my heart, everything I need.
Now, did you write that?
No, that's a Karen Drucker song.
I always have to check.
But I picked it.
But you picked it there. Thank you, Leo. All right, it's time for our offertory. You take out your gift and hold it. Hold it close to your heart. We are going to sing. Remember? I'm so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. Another Karen Drucker song. I am so blessed.
Okay, got it.
Got it? Okay. So as you're preparing your gift, if you would just sing it along. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Let's do it again. Just keep singing it.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
in your bulletin, there is the consecration for the gifts, if you would say it with me together. Together, we dedicate these gifts in service to the highest mission, recognizing and celebrating our oneness with God. We joyfully and freely participate in the law of circulation, of giving and receiving, knowing God is source, the source of all good, and we are grateful. Thank you, God. And so it is. Who would like to take the Food for Life bag home this week and fill it up? Anybody? Okay, thank you, Kimberly. I'll have it up here for you actually. So it's time to share the good news. Anybody have any good news?
I love the snowfall, the first snowfall.
Well, I was right there with you, Marilyn. Marilyn said she loved the snowfall. How many of you love the snowfall? Did you love it?
You know what was so great? I just love watching because I have the trees, the cedars on both sides. You know, all of my windows I can see cedars, and to watch them fill up with snow, I just love it. It's been a poem. Watch the woods fill up with snow, but I just love it. Of course, the next day, then it starts to get splat. But anyway, the beauty of the falling snow. Thank you, God.
I loved it too. I tried to get somebody out of bed to go make snowmen with me, but didn't happen. I said, "Come on, let's go." I live in a cul-de-sac, and I wanted to build a snowman in everybody's yard, so they would wake up in the morning to it. Anybody else? Good news? Well, Suzanne Eau Claire, no. Wrong Suzanne. Sandy O had surgery on her arm and is now home and recovering. So send her blessings. And as she recovers, and we see it working in divine right order for her. So
Do we have an address for her?
we do have an address
Okay.
for her. Yeah, if you'd like to send her a card. Another thing I thought would be wonderful is if we all sent Christmas cards to Daryl and Mary Atchison.
Yes.
Yeah, so both of their addresses are on the office, what do you call it, counter out there, both addresses. So let's just, another thing, I love Facebook because I like to look at it. But this woman posted that her uncle was in the hospital. He was having, he had some kind of he has cancer. And they did the transplant, and his body was rejecting it, and he was having seizures, and he was just going through a hard time. She said, so let's just send him love. I invite everybody to send him cards. I don't know this man. So people were just writing cards and sending it to him. What a great idea.
Yeah.
We're all from the human family. We're all family. So do that this time of the year. Reach out. Do an extra reach this Christmas time, this Christmas season. Anybody else? No? Well, shall we welcome our children in? Should we sing?
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light, in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Do you want to talk, Jay?
Sure. Can hardly wait. Come on, Jay, you can do it.
Well, we got really messy.
That's fun.
We used food coloring and salt and string and made decorated some Christmas shapes designed for cookie cutters.
Ah, right. That looks like
Show
fun.
them your hands, Jay.
You know it was fun.
There you go, Jay.
Good job. Let's give him a blessing. Jay, we love you.
We bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are.
Love you. Okay, let's all stand and grab a hand and let's sing.
Surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Well, Merry Christmas. So I'm going to get your number. If I need.